people are so deeply invested in their miseries. Even if you offer the best, they will hang on to that because they like the familiar. It is the attraction of the familiar that will not allow a human being to step out of their pasts, because they're always harping on the past simply because they want to be in familiar terrain. At the same time, they complain their life is boring, nothing new is happening. It is like a person who ties his boat to the pier and then starts rowing. If you keep on rowing hard, it'll give you a lot of good exercise, maybe you'll grow muscles, but you will not go anywhere. You will not go anywhere. This is happening to a whole lot of humanity. All that's happening is, something is growing. Maybe their body is growing, maybe the information is growing, maybe their bank balances are growing, but they are not going anywhere simply because they are tied down to the familiar. They have a bond with the familiar. This essentially comes from the fear of freedom. Everybody talks about freedom, but when it comes to them, they are terrified. Freedom means you must be free from yourself also, because you are the biggest bondage. Your own memories, your own genetics, your own other memories which are there, which is largely unconscious, this is the biggest bondage. But everybody seeks bondage. When people seek in variety of ways, whether they like to hold the hand of the god that they've been taught about, or they can only be friendly with people that they know. There are known people and strangers in their life, it's not like one humanity. When their experience of life is always about being comfortable with the familiar, they will not want to rewrite their software. As I said, even if you teach them a simple way that they can live in an ecstatic way, no, they have an attachment to the old experiences of life, and this will not let them be what they want, what they could be. They cannot explore the full potential of their life simply because their attachment to the past is such. This attachment to the past is essentially coming from the fear of freedom. Everybody thinks bondage causes suffering. No, human suffering is essentially because of the freedom that nature has offered to us. That if a dog or a cat or a tiger or a lion, if you take any of the animals, they have no freedom of how to be. It has been determined by nature. Little bit of latitude is there for them. But for a human being, there is a total freedom. You can be whichever way you want. This moment you can be a wonderful human being, next moment you can be a horrendous human being, next moment you can be godlike, next moment you can be the very devil, you can be whatever in a given moment. Today everything is done in installments. You want to buy a house, it's in installments. You want to buy an automobile, it's in installments. Even if you want to get married, it happens in installments. So naturally, this also happens in installments, that people die in installments, that slowly they are killing themselves. Killing themselves means just this: the more and more they become hesitant to leave the memory and step into the new moment, the less and less alive they become. Or, see, what is life and what is death are two faces of the same coin. We can say, right now, I am living, or we can say, right now I am dying. One day the process will be complete. Both are same thing said in two different ways. So, it is the same coin flipping this way and that way. So either you can be living, or you can feel the power of life within you, or you can feel the power of death within you every moment of your life. So when fear, anxiety, this and that takes over, you are feeling the power of death. When love, joy, exuberance takes over, you're feeling the power of life. Now the question is just this: which one do we need to invest in? It's not about right and wrong. See, with death, the very nature of death is such, death has never happened inefficiently to anybody. When death happened, it happened absolutely total. Nobody died half. But life, whichever way you live your life, there is still room for improvement. You can do it whichever way you want, still you can make it better, you can live it better, you can experience it better. Because of this possibility and because of this sense of limitless possibility of life that you can make it not little more better, You can endlessly push the boundaries of life. Because of that, your attention and involvement needs to be with life. Death, you don't have to worry, you will do it very efficiently, believe me. See, everything that happens within us in the form of psychological manifestations or on a certain level, just our imagination. This imagination may be so powerful that it also affects the body seriously. Well, in yoga there is one classic example that is always used, that is, if you're sitting somewhere and if I take a rope and throw it at you and say snake, well, it is just a rope, but you will go through everything that a snake would have caused in terms of heightened palpitations, your experience, your fear, the terror, everything happened to you, but it was just a rope. So, the experience of life is entirely manufactured within you. It is not the snake which does it, it is not the rope which does it, it is you who crafts your experience of life. If you understand where is the seat of your experience, if you experientially know where is the seat of your experience, you must be sitting on that seat and determining the nature of your experience.